Want to get cheat sheets, audiobooks, lessons, apps, and much more every month for free?
Hi everybody, welcome back to English Topics. My name is Alisha and today I'm joined by...
I'm Davey.
Hi Davey. Sorry, I don't know what I was doing there. Anyway, today we're going to talk about words that Americans overuse. We're both American. We're from different areas in the US. I'm from West Coast, he's from East Coast-ish, sort of, Tennessee.
I'm from the South.
What? You're from like Tennessee-ish, Nashville-ish, aren't you?
That's the South. Tennessee is the South.
I have an image of that as being more like Easty Coasty than Southy.
Don't say that to like a real Tennessean.
Okay.
Watch out.
Okay, I'll get
You're
in trouble.
okay. I left when I was 18. I haven't been back in a long time.
Okay, because then you went to Seattle too.
I lived in Seattle for a long time.
Okay.
Seattle's my second home.
So you've picked up all kinds of different vocabulary, perhaps more so than I have. All right, anyway, let's talk about words Americans overuse. Let's begin. I have a huge stack and I'm going to make some combinations of words. So I'm gonna start out with the one that I think I say way too often, which is the word like. So it's used as a filler word. When I'm thinking, I use like. When I want to, of course, make a comparison, I begin it with like, but that's a bit different. So used as a filler word, I use the word like a lot, for sure. I think lots of people do.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm glad that you've copped to that.
Using the word like a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I'm aware.
JK.
I'm like
kidding.
aware. I'm very like aware. So like is definitely a word Americans overuse. I will probably forget to be hard on myself in this episode, and I will use it.
It's a tough one too. I feel like a lot of people, including Americans, really sort of despise the overuse of that word, and yet they'll still do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm. It's because it's just a filler word. The same way we use or or it's just a filler word. So like also falls into that category.
That's true.
Yep. Okay. Do you have another one? What's your first
I do.
word?
My first one is awesome. Awesome.
Awesome.
Is the most generic and common adjective that Americans use, I think. Everything is awesome. All the time.
Right.
And so it's lost maybe some of its original meaning, which is to say inspiring awe. Oftentimes when this word is used now, it's not to describe something that is awe-inspiring, but something that is simply awesome. Something that's just pretty good.
Pretty good, cool, nice.
A lot of people are really bothered by this word as well. They hear people use this word a lot and they say, like, use something else, be more descriptive. But it doesn't bother me that much. I think awesome is okay.
Yeah, awesome is fine. Like you say, it's important to understand that person's barometer, like the level of maybe a meaning associated with that word. Because if somebody uses awesome as their like least cool thing, if that's just their base level of maybe judging something's excellence,
Okay.
where do they go after awesome? If they start at awesome, what's like their next level up adjective?
Super awesome.
Super awesome.
Maybe.
Could be. Okay, but either way, awesome, I feel awesome should be kind of further up on the spectrum.
Sure. Should be reserved for things that are really, truly awesome.
Indeed. What is truly awesome in your mind?
Ooh. So many awesome things.
I had an awesome bowl of curry risotto earlier this year.
That sounds awesome.
That stands out in my mind as being an awesome meal.
That sounds awesome. The weather was awesome today.
Indeed.
Really awesome weather.
So something that is like a cut above. It's a bit better than average. Significantly better than average, I feel. Something that stands out. Inspires awe. I would say we don't use it in that way so much.
Not so much.
But definitely. Oh, that's a word that we use. All right, I just used the word myself, so I'm going to introduce it. Definitely. Definitely is a word that we overuse. I overuse the word definitely. Absolutely. I definitely overuse the word definitely.
Sure.
Definitely means 100%. That's all. Definitely. But it's used as an agreement phrase. And it kind of is used to end conversations too. Like when you run out of, oh God, I'm using like, when you run, when you run out of things to say, sometimes you can use, yeah, definitely in that tone, especially among young women, I feel.
Okay.
They'll say, yeah, definitely, I know, definitely, right?
Sure.
Definitely.
Definitely.
So I, for example, just used it there because I thought, well, I should probably go on to the next thing. And I wanted to communicate that I agreed with you. And I felt that definitely showed my agreement, but also was a nice way to conclude the conversation.
Yeah, I agree. It's often used that way. It's a good kind of finisher. Like, I don't have a lot more to say about this. Definitely. I'm on the same page. You know, we have the same opinion or feeling about this. Let's move on.
Yep. So it can be used to end a conversation, and that's why I feel that it could be overused. Because maybe people aren't so good at conversation, so they don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
They go, yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
And finish.
I have more words, but I feel like we're finished because we've been saying definitely so much.
Oh my God.
But we're not. I've got another word.
Okay.
It's sure. And I wrote this down before the video, and I just became conscious that I've been using it while I'm sitting here listening to you. Sure. I use that a lot when I'm reacting to other people, listening, just to acknowledge that I understand what they're saying and I'm following along. I'll say, sure. So that's one that I overuse, and I think other people overuse a lot too.
Yeah, that's one that I actually recognize. I have heard you use that, not specifically just today, but just in general, in the time that I've known you. You use sure a lot.
Sure.
But you always say it in a very upbeat way, though, like to show that you're listening.
Sure.
You'll go, sure.
I'm saying it now, and I'm not doing it ironically. That's my natural thing.
I believe you.
The natural way I want to respond is to just say
sure, because it feels good, it's comfortable, it's
sure.
become a habit. These are words we use too much. Just like I've been saying the word like, I can't stop.
When I say sure, I'm trying to assure you that I'm listening. So
I see.
Sure.
I see. Great. Totally. All right.
Totally.
Totally is my next word. Totally is another word that I overuse, and I know some Americans overuse as well. Totally is a word that we use in the same way as we would use a word like really or very or so. It's an emphasis word. Yeah, totally. Another agreement word. Yeah, totally. That O sound gets sort of opened up a bit.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, totally. So it's a bit different from definitely. Definitely has that definitely has that finality to it, sort of that end point. But totally sounds like, let's continue the conversation. Yeah, totally. I know, right?
Yeah, this is totally awesome.
This is totally awesome. So totally is another one that I think Americans overuse. I think these words too are also maybe not only used by young people, but tend to be overused more so by young people.
I think you're right.
I would say, perhaps.
I agree with you.
So.
Yeah, but no. I think maybe all generations overuse certain words, but that's a good point. I think maybe young people overuse certain words and older generations might overuse different words. So my next word is yeah, no, no, yeah. And gosh, how do we use this word? I mean, we use this expression a lot, I think, kind of non-committally. You know, if someone asks us a question or makes a statement and you sort of slightly agree or slightly disagree, you might say, yeah, no, no, yeah. But I think the word that comes next, that's where the meaning is.
Right.
So if I say yeah, no, I'm really saying no.
Really?
I think so.
I'm trying to think of how I use that expression. This also feels like a little bit of a filler where I can't make a decision. It's like the equivalent of maybe for me. Okay. So if someone says, for example, are you going to, I don't know, a barbecue this weekend? I'll be like, yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe
really?
I don't. I'm sort of thinking, that's my thought process coming out in my words, I suppose.
Sure, but if you said that, if I heard you say yeah, no, if I invited you to a barbecue and you said yeah, no, I would assume that you're not coming.
That's probably true. Yeah. But I probably wouldn't say that to the person who invited me. I guess maybe it is different. When do you use yeah, no?
When I'm thinking, but I think the word that I end on is the way that I'm leaning.
I see. I use that actually when somebody pitches me a suggestion and I definitely am not going to do that. when someone says like, hey, Alicia, do you want to, I don't know, go skydiving in an hour? I'll be like, yeah, no.
That's, I think, the
Slightly
intonation then.
different.
The way that you say it makes a lot
No.
difference.
Like the yeah shows that I have heard that, and the no, the emphatic no says no way.
Yeah, that's true.
That's an emphasis thing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Definitely not.
With the emphasis there, but yeah, no. I guess so. The ending of that really indicates the true feeling of the person.
I think it's how you say it
Okay.
more than anything.
Okay, good one. All right, I'll go on to another one. I'll go with this one. I think people of many generations use this word a lot. The phrase is, oh my God, oh my God. And I hear people who aren't even native English speakers use this word. It's overused among American English speakers. I guess we will just drop the oh my and just say God as sort of an expression of frustration. But oh my God is used for surprise at any level. It can be a small thing or a big thing. I've seen people at weddings or people who are watching weddings go, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Or it can be a small thing too. Oh my God, I can't believe you got me flowers. Like there's just a range of emotions that can be applied to oh my God.
That's true.
But they don't have to be positive. They can be negative as well. You know?
Yes, I agree.
Like use...
Oh my God. Alicia, how could you?
I'm very sorry. So using oh my God, I think that's why oh my God is overused, because there are so many different situations where we can use it.
That's a good point.
For any sort of like... For any sort, I used like laughing at myself. For any sort of variation in emotion, we can use oh my God to describe that. Like, oh my God, did you hear about what happened yesterday? Or, oh my God, I lost my car.
Right.
What? Or, I don't know what I did with my car. That is a situation though that should warrant, you should use something perhaps stronger than, oh my God, I lost my car.
Yeah.
Like if in that moment, I don't know in what situation you're in where you lose your car.
Big parking garage?
Could be, or
Forget
maybe
your
the
level?
car is towed. I don't know. Oh my God, I lost my car.
It looks like all the other cars?
Maybe. But in a serious situation like that, perhaps your initial reaction can be, oh my God, I lost my car. But then there's gotta be some other higher level of like shock or surprise you need to use.
Yeah.
And most people don't apply that.
Oh my God. OMG. But I don't know what's
Well,
higher.
above that would probably be, we're getting into curse word territory there.
Could be. That's a different video.
Right, but oh my God, especially with that intonation, oh my God, or oh my God as well. There's so many different things we can do there.
Sure. I've been trying really hard not to say sure, and it's difficult.
Seriously? Seriously is my last word. Seriously is another one of those versatile words where you can use it to agree with somebody.
Sure.
You can use it to agree with somebody, or you can use it to question somebody. Like, seriously, are you saying sure this many times in the video? Seriously? Or just seriously in terms of, yes, I agree with you. Seriously, I know, right? So some of these words that we've talked about today, we can actually combine to make sentences. You will hear native speakers use that. I'm gonna lead off with like, because I've been saying it this entire episode. So if you hear a native speaker say something like this, like, oh my God, totally. This is an emphatic agreement phrase. Like, oh my God, totally. Like, oh my God, definitely. These are expressions that we use to agree, to strongly agree. What? Did I do something wrong?
No, it's funny.
It's true though, right?
It's true. It's totally true.
We just do that. Like,
you're absolutely right.
or we can put it in a different order. Like, seriously, oh my God. We can totally, oh my God. We can totally do this. It is absolutely a thing.
Sure.
All right, can you do it? Can you add anything?
Well, mine are kind of one-off, but there's a sticking awesome at the end of any of those.
Oh, like seriously awesome.
Seriously awesome.
Like,
oh my
seriously
God.
awesome. Oh my God. Totally. So all of these words, this is an actual sentence, I'm sure, has been said.
Yeah.
But these are real sentences. These are real things people say. Sure. I don't have any more hands, otherwise I would put something else up. But these are all just ways to emphasize. These are all words that are just emphasis words that native English speakers, specifically American English speakers, will use. So as you can see, it's easy. It's really easy to mix and match them. And there's not really that much change in meaning.
No, yeah, I agree with you. Try that one. It didn't feel right. I'm gonna stick with my sure. I'm staying with my sure. Staying with sure.
All right, sounds
Works
good to
for
me.
It's got me this far.
Indeed. I'm overusing indeed lately. I don't know what's gotten into me with that. I like indeed,
Okay.
but that's just me.
Yeah, use it. Rock it.
Rocking the indeed, definitely.
Sure.
Okay, let's wrap it up before we destroy each other. So those are actually quite a few words that Americans overuse. That was really fun to talk about, and now I'm extremely self-conscious
really
about my speech. So that was a lot of fun. Maybe you've noticed some other things that we say a little bit too much. Like I've noticed I say I see, or no, I say let's see too much, oftentimes as well too. But if there's something that you have noticed Americans use too much, or if there's a word that you know you use too much in your speech, let us know in a comment. It'd be fun to compare. If you have any questions, do let us know. Thanks very much for watching this episode of English Topics. If you liked the video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, check us out at EnglishClass101.com for other good stuff to study. Thanks very much, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.